Thanks everybody for coming out to pitch day for 500K. And if you're not familiar with our rebranding, we look backwards at all of our pitches over the last several years and all the investments that we've made, and we discovered that our average investment's about $500,000. Our fund invests $100,000, but by the time it all gets matched, the actual average investment has been $500,000. So we rebranded for 2025 to pitch day for 500K. Today we're going to hear from Tanner from Haya, and Mohammed from Amal's. Mohammed's in here, there he is back there. And congratulations for making it through our process. Thank you for enduring it, because we screen about 15 or 20 companies for everybody who gets to stand at the podium and pitch here. So thanks for going through that. Startup NV is Nevada's statewide nonprofit startup accelerator and incubator. We operate 7 free programs for entrepreneurs and 4 for-profit investment funds. Government grants and corporate sponsors support our nonprofit mission in the short term, and over the long term, we're supported by accelerator companies that pledge a small amount of their equity to the nonprofit and investors who donate their investing profits to the nonprofit. Now, we run Pitch Day fortnightly on Wednesdays, where companies come and pitch for the Q&A and entry into our accelerator program. Now, that comes with an investment from Fund NV, which is added to by our investor syndicate, and then that whole pot of money is matched by the state of Nevada on a dollar-for-dollar basis up to $500,000. So since 2021, our funds and our syndicate have completed 30 transactions into 22 companies, directly investing $9.5 million. Partners like GoEd and other partner investors invest alongside of us, which has made that $9.4 million into a total of $30 million. So that's an average of $500K that we invest directly, and about $1.5 million if you include the partner money that comes in alongside us. Our $9.4 million of direct investments are currently worth about $27.3 million. So that's about a 3x multiple so far since we've been starting investing in 2021, which is a pretty good track record for investing, especially for a new group with a lot of new companies in it. Now for the legal disclaimer. The founders who are pitching today are pitching for investment from our venture funds and our syndicate, both of which comply with SEC and Nevada Certified Investor Regulations. We invite the whole community to come out to attend for educational purposes, kind of like watching Shark Tank, hopefully a little nicer. And once again, the pitches today are not a general solicitation for investment from the community, because that would not be proper from a regulatory perspective. Now, our nonprofit would not be possible without financial help from grants and sponsors like the City of Las Vegas, Clark County, GoEd, the EDA, the USDA. So thanks to all of those organizations for their support. Just a couple of program notes before we get started. We are live on YouTube, and we're also recording this session. We create 2 recordings for each of our founders. One is public, and it starts from when you pitch, say, hi, my name is da, and when you put up your question slide, that's the part that goes on online. All the Q&A we also record. That goes to our investors and to anybody you want to share that link with. That's up to you. If you don't share it, it won't get shared outside of our investor network. So we usually get a few hundred people watching live, viewing the recordings after the fact. And founders, you may get direct contacts outside of this meeting today. They'll see the recordings and they'll ask you questions. And that's, most of the time, that's often or awesome. Sometimes it's weird. So be prepared for that and just treat them professionally. Each founder gets 10 minutes to pitch. Be sure to finish on time. Otherwise, Madeline's going to give you the hook. And we don't like to do that. Questions go in the chat. So if you have a question here in the room, please join on the Zoom and type them into the chat. Madeline's going to be asking questions tonight. Maggie is at another event that we're doing tonight. So that's how we run things. One quick announcement before I turn it over to Tanner. So Tanner, you can start sharing your slide and get ready to come up to the front of the room. So we are currently running our program called Angel Envy. We started with about 60 companies who applied to our group of investors. There are about 100 of them this year. So normally we try to raise $200,000, $5,000 each from 40 investors. This year we have about $500,000 pledged so far. We are cutting from our top 10 down to 6 companies next week. And then our finale is going to be on March 29th, Saturday, at Las Vegas City Hall. Everybody's invited. Again, kind of like a bigger, much bigger version of this with 6 companies pitching, and somebody that day is going to walk out with at least a $200,000 investment. Probably going to be bigger than that. And it's probably going to be more than one company because we've raised enough money. Our promise is to invest at least $200,000 in at least one company. Every year we've done it, we've raised more than 200 and invested in more than one company. So I expect it's going to be the same this year. So it's a big, fun day for about 3 hours on that Saturday. Starts at right around, just after noon, finishes up right around 3:30, and we go from there. So please, if you can, come out on March the 29th at the Las Vegas City Hall. We're going to do it right in City Council chambers. We're going to have a little carnival going out on the patio. The City of Las Vegas is one of our biggest sponsors, and since we have one of them in the room, I'll say thank you, Tyler, and the City of Las Vegas for being such a great sponsor for us and our program. So without any further ado, Tanner, come on up, get ready to pitch.
Cool. Well, thank you, everyone. My name's Tanner. I'm the co-founder and CEO of Haya. My co-founder is going to be joining us for the questions via Zoom. He likes the cold, so he lives in Toronto. I live here in Vegas. I don't do the cold. We at Haya believe very firmly that the open house process for real estate agents, many of you have probably bought a house or rented a home, and the open house process is severely broken. It's a really important process and activity for real estate agents. About 82% of real estate agents do open houses on a regular basis, and just under half of them use pen and paper in order to sign people in. That leads to a whole host of inefficiencies and problems. One is they spend several hours every single week, either in all sorts of different manual processes, manually entering contact info into their CRMs, manually following up with people, a lot of just manual work. On average, about 4 to 5 hours a week go into all these manual processes. Second is when you're signing people in, and if you're a real estate agent, I was for several years, you'll quickly realize that most people have terrible handwriting, and it's really a bummer when you have a hot lead who didn't write their email or phone number correctly, and you're getting bounce backs trying to guess if that I was an L or whatever the case might have been. Also, when somebody walks in the house, they're super excited to see it, and you have to have them kind of stop and sign in on pen and paper. It's just not a super great or easy process. And then lastly, agents have no view into long-term trends, right? If a homeowner asks them, hey, is traffic increasing or decreasing for my home, this asset, probably my largest asset that I'm selling and probably pretty nervous about getting top dollar for, there's not a good way to answer that. They can go dig up old sign-in sheets from their back seat or their glove box, or probably their trash can is probably where that sheet ended up, and try to figure it out, but it's pretty difficult to see it. So how we fix that process? First place we started was the sign-in process. So most are using pen and paper. The ones that are using apps are kind of iPad-based or QR codes, which are not ideal. What we use is a little stand, which is on the back. Sorry, I meant to bring it up. That someone walks in, they take their phone, they tap it on that little stand. It has an NFC chip in it, pulls up that sign-in page, and most people have their info saved on their phone, so it just autofills. Takes maybe 10 seconds. We automatically sync all those leads that walk into that open house into the agent CRM, so it's automatically in their CRM instantly. We automate that follow-up, so after that open house, a text message goes out. It's customizable by the agent, so they know, that everyone is receiving that initial touch point. Like in all sales, speed to lead is key. We provide data analytics so they can see long-term trends, both as a real estate agent, but also as a brokerage owner or a team lead. They can see trends across their entire brokerage, their office, their team, whatever the case might be. And then we take that one step further and provide the homeowner with the dashboard as well, so they can see that trends. They can sit on that Saturday morning, refreshing that page, seeing how many people have come into their open house that day. And then lastly, we also automatically update the listings in real time. So when an agent lists list a property, it gets put in Haya automatically. They don't have to do anything. To my knowledge, we're the only app that actually does that. Let's talk numbers real quick. So there's about 3 million licensed real estate professionals in the country right now. Our price point is right around $50 per user. It depends on team size and things, but that makes our TAM about 1.8 billion. 82% of agents, and this is based off of NAR research, which is the National Association of Realtors. They kind of do the most comprehensive research. 82% of agents spend more than $50 a month on technology tools. That's not including marketing or anything like that, just tech tools. So that makes a SAM of just under 740 million. And really our goal and our aim, which we think we can get to in about 7 years, is 100,000 users. This is similar to a kind of similar number to a lot of companies that have been acquired. Follow Up Boss is probably most notable in recent years. That put our SAM right around 60 million. Go-to-market strategy, pretty straightforward, pretty simple. We created kind of a V1, if you will, last year. Tested that with a couple agents. Made sure, kind of worked out little glitches and bugs and things like that. Made sure that they were seeing value. December, about middle of December, we rolled out features specifically for teams, specifically a dashboard so team leaders can see everything that's going on in regards to open houses. And our focus for the next 6 months or so is really focused on teams and getting some larger deals and bringing teams on the platform. In H2, we're looking really to pursue more partnerships with, of course, brokerages, also coaching networks, agent communities, really expand the partnership and kind of the inbound lead flow that generally comes from those. And then 2025, kind of looking beyond, really continuing that event strategy, partnership strategy. And really our kind of goals for this year is to reach 500K ARR and of course 100K users by end of 32. Cool. Business model is very straightforward, SaaS recurring revenue model. 2 pieces, like most companies, recurring and non-recurring. Agent plan is $40 a month. The team plan starts at $50 a month. There's some more features that come with that. Of course, it's bracketed, right? A team of 100 is going to be probably per user a little bit less. And then we charge an onboarding fee. We take care of the entire onboarding for them, setting up the sync to their CRM, all of that. So we charge about $300 for agents, $500 for teams. And then just to give another number, 10,000 users, that put our kind of projected revenue right around 5.4. Talk about competitors real quick. I'm going to bucket competitors into really 2 groups. One is CRMs. CRMs are not a great solution because, well, they do a lot, and this is just like a bolt-on feature for them. But the main thing with them and why agents don't generally use open house platforms with CRMs is the cost. CRMs cost several $100s per month. The other ones generally are pretty kind of like lackluster. I'd say Spacio pre-Haya was the best application to date. They were acquired in 2019 and their acquiring company got acquired again a couple years later. So they really haven't added any features. Their UI UX is kind of reflective of 2019. It's not a platform we run into a lot. Actually, I can say all of our demos, I've run into them once, and he is a Haya customer. So not a whole lot of kind of competition in the space. Talk about our team real quick. Tal and I met at a company called Fellow, which is a prop tech company, pretty fast growing. I was their first sales rep, joined when they're just under $1 million, kind of built out their sales function, got them to about 10 million by the time I left to go focus on Haya. And Tal was really focused on their single agent strategy, which I remember us being very apprehensive that it would really contribute a lot. And today it contributes just about half of their ARR. He increased their single agent conversion over 7 times. Our ask is pretty straightforward numbers. We're raising 500K on a safe 20% discount, 10 mil valuation cap. Use of funds, 3 buckets. Operations, we're hiring customer success, marketing, founders, of course. Over the next 18 months, that's going to be about 300K. Marketing, mostly events and digital ads, expect about 100K there. And then product, really going to be focusing on additional follow-up tools and campaigns for agents and teams. Expect that to be right around 100K or so. I know we have questions and have 20 minutes set aside for questions. I imagine there'll probably be even more questions, so I want to throw our emails up there if anyone has questions for us afterwards.
Great, thank you so much.
So thanks again for presenting and for your presentation as well. So thanks very much for hosting us. For those of you who are investors out there in the wild and you want to learn this thing about how do you invest in startups and make money at it, there's still time to join Angel NV. You can join Angel NV. We've got 100 other people that are learning how to be angel investors. So if you are an accredited investor or a Nevada certified investor, you can join and invest in our pool and help us pick one of the 10 awesome companies that's left in the competition, soon to be 6, and learn how to do due diligence. It's really exciting looking at the back offices of all these companies and learning about all of them. So please join us, whether you're an investor, whether you're a founder, or whether you're just a startup geek and you want to know what's going on, hop on the website, sign up. We'll spam you just a little bit to let you know what's going on in our community, and you can join us at one of our events. And in terms of kind of what goes on next, we're going to see you in 2 weeks. Madeline, where are we 2 weeks from now? Okay, we will stay tuned and we will tell you where we're going to. As you did, if you weren't with us last week, we're kind of moving around a little bit to try to figure out like what's the best place, or should we be on a regular rotation amongst a bunch of different places. And this place is gorgeous. I hope we'll be back here. So thanks again, everybody, for joining. And we'll see you back virtually in 2 weeks. We will tell you exactly where we're going to be online. And until then, take care of yourself. And if you can, someone else too. We will see you back in 2 weeks. Thanks very much.